This is the final lecture of understanding the subaltern perspective of Mahatma Gandhi, where we will be discussing about his concepts and ideas on trusteeship and his Gandhian economics. He favored trusteeship. So, what is this trusteeship and the theory that he gave? He said that the contribution which has been made in the field of economics is based on complete equality. With reference to what? It should be in reference to the basic needs of people and also the animals in the society. The more active the population is, the more production will be there. This is basic understanding. He said that this satisfaction of basic needs, when everybody has the basic needs, it ensures that nobody is poor. Because when the person does not even have access to the basic needs of having, for example, drinking water, shelter, clothing, then that is considered as a very poor person. And the ones with surplus will be rich. But he said that it will not matter if the ones with the surplus will be rich as long as the needs of the poor are met. He said that the term trusteeship should be used to ensure that the rich do not exploit the poor. And he was of the view that everything in the society, all the resources, it belongs to the Almighty, it belongs to God, and we got it from God as well. Therefore, we all have equal right to it. He wanted to spread this idea from India to various parts of the world to ensure that there is no exploitation or surplus reserve in the future, so that when the rich who have a lot of surplus with them, it automatically results to the poor being more poor. But he said that it is important to fulfill the basic needs. He also said that when there is a lot of exploitation, when there is a lot of surplus, what happens? It leads to conflicts and wars in the society. He said that as to the successor, the trustee in office would have the right to nominate the successor subject to the legal sanction. So, this is what he talked about trusteeship. It was a very important and very close concept to him. And he said that the idea of trusteeship is based on three components. That is, first, all humans are born equal and they all have an equal right to have equal opportunity on all the basic needs or all the resources. Therefore, all the basic needs of everybody in the society should be met with, they should be satisfied. Second, all humans are not endowed with equal intellectual. Okay, that means we all are endowed with the same kind of intellectual thinking capacity and also the physical capacity. But the ones who have more capacity should treat themselves as trustees of the produce beyond their basic needs. That means if I am the privileged one, if I have more physical capacity, if I have more intellectual capacity, why? Because of the privileges. There could be many people who are far more intelligent than I am, but perhaps I am more privileged. I went to better universities. I got a lot of opportunities to use my brains to show the world how intelligent I am and what kind of things I can create with my own mind. So, if I am that kind of a person, I become a trustee. Okay, I should consider myself as a trustee and I should produce beyond the basic needs so that the ones who are not privileged could get something from me as a trustee. Third, violence and force as modes of distribution of produce should be rejected. There should be no violence or no force when there is distribution of produce because it again leads to conflict and war. So, this is what his idea of trusteeship is. Moving ahead, he rejected the concept of modern economics, that is, Homo economicus, which means that everything in the society, when we talk about economics, it is based upon the rationality of human beings, which is based on their own self-interest. Okay, so he said this is the modern economics, which is always talking about self-interest. People are not bothered about others, so he rejected this idea. He said that the Western school of economics is based upon the multiplication of wants. They are always trying to increase their wants. First, the wants increase, then the production increases, then the exploitation increases, and this cycle goes on. He said that this is not right, it should be rejected because personal interest should not be given preference over the social interest. So, according to him, social interest was of utmost importance. And the priority when we are discussing about the economics of a country, it should be on meeting the basic needs of all through self employment. Right? So, he was always in favor of Swadeshi, self employment, self reliance at individual level and also at the village levels. And he was against what? He was against production, which is mindless production just in order to keep up with the wants of the society. He was against that. He was against mindless industrialization. He was against extremes of capitalism and also extremes of communism. He was also against the increasing gap between the rich and poor, which was increasing because of what? Because of these factors only, because of the industrialization, because of the high rate of production, and because of giving preference and priority to self interest over the interest of the society. So he gave up his own ideas. He shared his ideas of economics, which can be used in our contemporary society even today because his ideas were very modern. Our society was not very much equipped to the views of Gandhi at that period of time. But the ideas that he gave can be very well used in the society today now that we are empowered, now that we are self reliant. So, first is how the web linked villages today are self dependent, even in the remote areas. They are producing on their own, they are selling on their own, and because of technology and ICT, the self reliance, self sufficiency, everything has improved. How we are going vocal for local today, and the local supply chains are also empowered. They are not dependent on others, and with the right kind of information, knowledge, and technology, we are becoming experts of harnessing our own renewable energy with the help of sun, wind, and water, which makes us even more self reliant. Let us look at some questions now. Question number one. Statement 1 says Marx saw labor handicapped as it did not own the means and tools of production. So consider this sentence. This sentence is clear because this is correct because Karl Marx considered labor to be always exploited. He said that labor did not possess anything of its own and it was always and every time dependent on the um people who employed them. Okay, so first statement is correct. The second statement says that Gandhi's charkha visualized the opposite reality. It is true. According to Gandhi, even when a simple labor had only the basic tools, it was enough for him. Why? Because it gave him the ability to earn a living. It empowered him to earn a living and satisfy his basic needs. Therefore, he said that a worker is able enough. If you give him the right tools, he can earn and be able to earn a living. But the thing is, the economy of the society should not be based on self interest models. So the answer will be option number one. Both the statements are true. Question number two. Who coined the term Gandhian economics? So the term Gandhian economics was coined by J.C. Kumarappa. Answer will be option number one. This Gandhian economic model is also one of the very important models which stressed on rural based development of the country. I hope you got this lecture. Thank you for watching.